Power by the Hour Performance, coming to you about our shifter lever for the 6R80. Been getting a couple questions on mounting these, and we wanted to make a quick video. Now we have a few examples of it in the shop. What we're going to be showing you is a Terminator Mustang that's come to us. We're doing this as a little bit of a project to put the 6R80 in it. And in that vehicle, we're using the 6R80, which is converted to our 4R200 for higher power vehicles. So we're lucky enough that we can use a 4R70W style shifter and shifter cable. Perfect thing to make that happen is the PVH shifter lever. Now the lever is $39.99. It allows you to put this on a 6R80 transmission, whether it be from a truck or a Mustang, 11 to 17 as we know right now. And what it will allow you to do is to put an AODE or a 4R70W style shifter cable on the lever itself. So if you're using aftermarket shifters or factory shifters, anything from a Fox body all the way through a 2010, you can actually use this lever to adapt different style shifter cables from the older vehicles onto it. If you're using an aftermarket shifter and you're shopping for a shifter and they don't have one available for the 6R80 directly, with this lever here you can really just kind of look through the catalog and find a 4R70W shifter with cable, as long as it's floor mounted, not transmission mounted, and adapt it with this shift lever on there, opening the doors to a lot more options for shifters, especially for the guys with F100s or earlier style Mustangs and Fairlanes, anything of that sort. This really does help get the shifter situation figured out without having to modify and use the factory shifters. Alright guys, so what we got here is we're underneath our 0304 Terminator project, and what I'm showing you here is the PVH shift lever installed with a stock 4R70W shifter cable. And this transmission is actually from a Mustang, so it has the bosses on the side of it here. And all we had to do was drill an extra hole inside of the factory holes from the 4R70W, and we're able to mount the shifter bracket, or the shifter cable bracket, onto the transmission, and it gives us plenty of room for the adjustment on the PVH shift lever. Now as far as the rest of the cable's installation, kind of follows and snakes up here like the factory mounting points, kind of turns right around, ends up top here, mounted on the floor, clearing the 6R80. You can see we use the Stifler's cross member to get that done, but it does really show you an example of one of the 4R70W cables installed and in action on a 6R80, in this case a 4R200. I'm underneath a Fox body right now, and this one's not completely done yet, but it is somewhat of a good example of an aftermarket cable being used with our shifter lever. And you'll see the shifter lever here. It has an aftermarket head that goes into the lever itself, which we borrowed from the old transmission. And you can see this shifter cable has a threaded rod, and that goes through here, and that's where the adjustment is. So we had to make this bracket here to be able to give us that fixed point, and that's something you're going to have to run into if you have a truck transmission like this vehicle does, or if you're using an aftermarket shifter cable. If you're using a Mustang transmission case, you will have two bosses here that you can potentially use to fab your own bracket. But if you got to fab a bracket, it's no more difficult than basically getting a piece of 90-degree aluminum or steel and drilling a few holes, making some measurements, and giving you that fixed mounting point.